We're gonna
Sorry.
start with a roll call.
Yeah,
Roll call, please. Ed Novak present.
James
Mitch-
Allen.
Mitch Dunn present.
Ron Roy present. All right, let's call this meeting to order.
wait, that was only 3.
I'm sorry?
No, there was 4.
There was
There was 4.
Okay, sorry.
The chairman.
All right, any chair, member, and committee reports?
Not at this time.
Okay, any mail or phone messages?
Nope.
Okay, 3, public inquiries. Consideration of adopting regulations regarding hunting at parcel 9-B-1 on Stafford Street.
All right, this is Mitch through the board, through the chair. I would just like to make a statement on this public inquiry. As you probably know, at the last meeting, it was voted to ban hunting on that parcel, 40-acre parcel on Stafford Street. Since then, there has been over 100 posts and replies on Facebook. There has been over 60 calls to my messenger and a dozen on my phone messages. There is only about 2 people out of 100 in favor of that ban on hunting. I have talked to more than one selectman who aren't in favor either. So I'm suggesting that we do something to reverse that vote. If somebody wants to take it upon themselves and make a motion, I'm open.
Through the chair.
Yeah,
Through the chair, this is Jim Allen. I'd like to make a motion. After review of the motion of January 11th, 2023, to make hunting banned on a 40-acre parcel referred to as parcel 9B1 on Stafford Street. I make a motion to return this parcel to its prior use, regulated by MGL, which allowed hunting and all recreational uses by the town. I move for a vote of the commission with the name of each member with a yes or no vote.
well, before we have the vote, we can let
Yeah.
hear from the board member. And first and foremost, I want to know the people that submitted the request, correct me if I'm wrong, were the Boy Scouts, correct?
They were, and the Boy Scouts did, because they are working on a trail project there. So they want to promote passive recreation, put in walking trails, a kiosk, benches, a viewing area for the trains.
Let her talk.
Well, with all
Right.
due respect, Angela, the Boy Scouts are not the only ones. As much as I respect the Boy Scouts are not the only ones that use that land. That land is there for all recreational uses, whether it be Boy Scouts or hunting or hiking or just sitting there enjoying the land.
Well, that's
Okay.
what they're
So-
proposing. They're not proposing to have the land for themselves. They're proposing to have it there for recreation purpose, for everything else but the hunting. And I think they're on the call.
That's not their, well, with all due respect, Rose, that's not their call. Their call is to use the recreational land.
They're
call is-
requesting. It's the commission's call to approve or not. They just made a request.
Well, I just made a motion to approve or
But we need to
disapprove?
hear everybody talking first before a motion's made, so they have not spoken.
Are they on the line?
Yes,
I'm on the line. I don't know if the Boy Scouts are.
I am.
Okay, Daniel, you could speak because this is your project, so can you explain why you requested the proposal?
So, for my project, for those who are not aware of it, it is changing a piece of land that has been owned by the Conservation Commission since 1998. It is forming the land that has been used for illegal dumping. There was about probably there were cans back from 1971 just in the dirt. We cleaned it all up. Our end vision for it is to create a land with hiking trails, picnic benches, a little bench area by the seat, not by the seat, by the small lake that's our property. And also to put in a small viewing area by the train tracks. It is a 40-acre piece of property. Half of it is swamp. And then just going more into the hunting aspect of it, I requested that the commission vote on whether or not to post the land as no hunting. My thought process behind it was to give anybody the right to have a peaceful recreation, especially during the winter months, where if we continue to have winters like these, where the first major snowfall we got was already more than halfway into the regulated hunting season, but give them a safe area to enjoy outdoors with their children, dogs, anything that might be in danger during hunting season. And if something I did find out in my research behind before I even submitted the request is right across the train tracks, less than a 5-minute drive, is a Mass Wildlife Hunting Preserve, which is 140 acres of land owned by the state of Massachusetts, specifically the Wildlife Division, which is open to hunting, fishing, trapping, anything during the rut season.
So this is Angela. The reason why I supported his request is because if we are going to actively develop this parcel for passive recreation and promote it as such, allowing hunting on it becomes a safety issue, especially when right across the tracks, there is over 140 acres for people to hunt on. Most of it, well, half of it is wetlands. I just think it's a safety issue if we're gonna, put up kiosks and bird boxes and benches and viewing areas. So that is why I was recommending.
Through the chair, hunting is also a recreation. And that land has been hunted for 50 or 60 years. And I, with all due respect to the Boy Scouts, I appreciate what they're trying to do, but hunting is a winter sport. And there is no viewing in late November, early December, when there's most of the time there's snow on the ground. And I don't see any reason for changing the land. The Boy Scouts can do exactly what they want to do and have it as a recreational area but I'm sorry, I forgot the name of the person that spoke about the Boy Scouts, but
Daniel,
Daniel. Maybe Daniel could incorporate teaching the Boy Scouts about hunting, that it's not a bad sport. It's a recreation.
It
And,
has nothing to do with that. It has to do with safety. If we allow hunting and somebody's
Well-
walking that trail, what happens if they accidentally get shot?
Well, you know what? That goes on all over town. I mean, hunting season, you have very respectable hunters for the most part, and you always have the hunter that doesn't respect anybody's privacy or laws or safety. And I just think that with it's not, why should we change something that's been there from day one?
Because
And
we're
all of a sudden-
changing the use of the land. We are
Well,
putting
you know
in
what?
trails and a kiosk,
Through the
parking.
through the
Then
chair,
maybe-
through the chair, this is Mitch. Could I interject something here also? I'm a board member, and I mean, I'm a resident of this town. The majority of the town wants hunting there. I can tell you that for a fact.
You cannot tell us
Uh,
that for a fact. Talking to the people that you know that sport hunting is not a fair or unbiased survey.
Excuse me, Ed, I thought I had the floor here.
And who's talking?
No, you
I don't,
interrupted, but go ahead.
I'm just saying that, why not have the Boy Scouts petition the selectmen and have it put on a town meeting warrant or something? Let the whole town vote on that issue, not just 3 members on an elected board.
Because this is conservation area under
You
our
don't,
fair control and custody. Where we
no, you don't.
have
You
the
don't have,
authority.
you do not have the authority to change land use
Yes,
or
we do.
recreation.
Did
No, you
get
don't.
it?
Not without a bylaw change.
No, that is
Not without
not
a
correct.
bylaw change.
That is
So
not
if that's what
correct.
you want, if you
Rose
want me to
sent out
amend
the
my,
Mass General Law, Chapter 40C, Section 8C, this morning, the Conservation Commission Act. If you read it, it specifically states the Conservation Commission has the authority to adopt rules and regulations for land under their care, custody, and control, which is what this is.
Through
No.
the chair again, through the chair, this is Mitch again. I think maybe the board does have a right to institute rules and regulations, but nothing to this magnitude.
Of
We're
course it
talking,
does.
we're talking about land change.
All right, because I don't want to keep this up.
No,
No, I don't want to go on.
Please,
So,
please, give me a minute. I would submit that for the next meeting, we have town council, or whoever the appropriate member is, come in and
No.
speak to us whether or not, what the rules are. So we're not having this debate over whether we can or cannot do this. And then we can make an informed decision whether or not to vote.
we already
I
had
make a
an
motion.
email, we
I
already had
make,
the email sent from town council that told us we could do it. This-
but we don't have to do it. We may do it, we don't have to do it.
then
It does
I
not
think
say we shall do it.
we should take a vote, and then we should turn it over to the selectmen. And if the selectmen need to do a bylaw change, then we'll do a bylaw change. And if it has to go to a vote for the town, then we'll do that.
James,
this is
it
not gonna be-
doesn't.
This is not gonna be a one-person decision. And Angela, with all due respect, you don't have that right to change this land.
I didn't change it. The commission voted at the last meeting to change the use.
And,
All
and
right, through the chair.
we're
We're gonna
rescinding it today.
One at a time, please. Please, Louise.
So that's the problem.
State your
with-
name before speaking, please.
Oh, this is my turn?
I just need you,
Who's this?
Commissioner, to state your name before speaking.
Stephen Coronas, Chairman of the Charlton Board of Selectmen.
Thank you, Steve.
So, and I've been following this on Facebook, which we all know everything is 100% true.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look back on it, the reason we're here tonight is mostly because of the lack of announcement that you guys made forward. It surprised a lot of people. Me personally, I don't have my son's in college. I don't have any children in Scouts. And I'm not a hunter, so I don't have any skin in the game, but I absolutely 100% respect both. So I really, if the Boy Scouts want this land and want to do something, I don't like the use of the word ban. Is there a compromise?
Prohibit. So here's my proposal. This is Angela speaking. Under the Conservation Commission Enabling Act, Mass General Law, Chapter 40, Section 8C, which has been sent to the commission twice now by myself and also by the town attorney, James Cosgrove. It says right in it, the commission may adopt rules and regulations governing the use of lands and water under its control and prescribe penalties not exceeding a fine of $100 for any violation thereof. So what I propose moving forward is that we hold a public hearing that we will advertise in the newspaper to adopt these rules and regulations, to give the commission more time to read the Conservation Commission Act and become more informed of our powers and duties granted to us by the state, and then hold a public hearing where we will propose these regulations and then take public comment and then adopt them afterwards. Because there's other things we could possibly consider, such as dog walking. Charlton has a leash law, but many towns' conservation lands allow off-leash dogs as long as they're under voice control. So is that something we want to do, to give people an area to let their dogs run free? So these are things we should consider. So that's why I think it might be a good idea to hold a public hearing, like I said, that we advertise in the paper to adopt rules and regulations. I will send around draft rules and regulations that we can review at the next meeting on the 8th. And then hold the public hearing on the 22nd.
Who's making up those rules and regulations?
I mean, there's standard rules and regulations that most conservation commissions adopt for their land, like no open fires, no camping, no smoking, drinking, illegal drug use.
But you're, through the chair, Angela, you are asking the commission to change land from land that it was being used as all lawful purposes to no hunting. And without a bylaw change, I don't think you can do that.
There, James, a bylaw change is not necessary. I just read you the language out of the Conservation Commission Act that I sent around earlier, as well as the email from the town attorney that says we can adopt rules and regulations, like we adopted our.
Okay, okay, through the chair again, through the chair. Listen,
Adopt it.
I think we'd like to hear more from the board members, Angela. More from the taxpayers in this town, the residents of this town. And tonight,
Which is why
I
I
don't think,
suggested holding a public hearing on it.
I don't understand why you're so adamant at pushing this in a town that you don't even live in. I just don't understand it.
I'm not adamant about,
But I think the board will make the decision here.
the board already
think so.
made the decision at the last meeting, and I'm not
And,
adamant about pushing this. But the
and,
board,
and,
when the board approved Daniel's Eagle Scout project, they essentially gave him the okay to change the existing land use by putting in trails for passive recreation and benches and a picnic area. So that change, you already gave him the go-ahead. He's been out there. He's put in 90-something hours cleaning up the land, marking trails, getting rid of tires,
they're, listen,
trying to
they're probably
develop-
gonna,
Mitch, may I?
they're probably gonna clean it.
One at a time, please.
They're probably gonna
Okay.
clean it up anyway, Angela.
Okay, to the
That's-
chair. To the chair. This is Ron Royer. I voted for the no hunting last meeting. I would like at this time to rescind my decision to go back to hunting.
I
now.
understand that. Where I agree with Mitch is I would like to, please may I finish? What I would like to have is, if Mitch is correct, the majority of people in town want to hunt there, fine. If the majority don't, fine. We don't know what the majority wants.
That's correct. So we think we should leave it the way it was. Put it right back, just the way it was.
No.
At the beginning.
To hear
We
from
should
town,
hold the public
Yeah.
hearing.
Yes,
We
this
should
is not
hold the
your
public
decision,
hearing.
Angela and Rose, this is not your decision because you are Conservation Commissioner. This is, you have a board, and this is not a one-party rule here. The board makes the decision, not the Conservation
Decision was
Commission.
made, the decision was made at the last meeting and you were not there.
Right, and it just got rescinded, Rose. So you're not hearing what the board wants to do.
it's not been rescinded. We have not voted on it yet.
That's what I'm saying.
Jim, is your motion still on the table?
It's still on the table.
I second that motion.
And
I'd like to have Ed,
I
call
I'd like to
believe
have Ed,
that- I believe, because there are Skip's not present, Tom's not present, so I believe the best way to move forward is to hold a public hearing, to give,
hold it. Hang on, Angela. Last meeting, when we voted on it, there was only 4 members present, and you didn't mind that.
It's
all
four
I'm
different.
saying is that we should hold a public hearing advertised in the newspaper, posted on Facebook.
All right, okay. I just seconded the motion. Ed, can you call for a vote?
I can call for
I
a
did-
vote, but hang on. Please. Well, my concern is, then if next meeting, Tom and Skip are on, and they say, well, we've heard a lot of people say, no, we don't want hunting. We keep going back and forth. Why not get the input from the public and just say one way or the other? I don't care one way or the other. I want to hear lots of people say, okay, yeah, I heard about it. This is what we want to do. They come into the, I don't care if we have it in the freaking town hall and just say, what's the majority want to do? If people don't want to show up, then screw them. They had a chance to vote. They don't do it. And whatever what is we get first,
You should have done that last meeting.
That's
Ed.
the best way to
There-
handle it, is to.
Ed,
hold
there were many
a
people,
hearing
Ed, there were many people that wanted to show up tonight. And for some reason, the meeting was called.
Because of the weather, that we were supposed to be icy, my understanding.
I would appreciate a vote. I would appreciate a vote.
There is a vote on the table. Ed, do what you
There's a second.
do as the chair.
We haven't even
call for a
taken
vote.
comments from the public yet. So that's why I am recommending that we hold an actual public hearing in a month where people can submit written comments before or attend in person to express their concerns, and then we can deliberate at that time.
Angela, we're deliberating right now, and there's a vote, there's a motion on the table and a second on the table. We can do what you want to do later or try to do later, but tonight we're going to vote on a motion to return it to hunting.
But as Ed said, what happens next week if Skip and Tom are on and they want to go the opposite way and say James and Ron aren't on the phone, and then we reverse it again? So
So be it. If we have to reverse it again, we will. That's our option.
So what is the
Third,
opposition?
I'm
What's the
not gonna entertain
opposition to
motion. If
holding
you-
a public hearing?
We should have had a public hearing 2 weeks ago or a month ago.
But it,
Right now, we have a motion on the table and a second. I'm declaring a vote. We need a vote.
What is the actual motion? Can he please restate it?
do you want me to read?
Jim, can you restate that?
After review of the motion of January 11th, 2023, to make hunting banned on a 40-acre parcel referred to as parcel 9B1 on Stafford Street, I make a motion to return this parcel to its prior use regulated by MGL, which allowed hunting and all lawful recreation use by the town of Charlton. I move for a vote.
Do you have the
Okay,
MGL
Commissioner?
that you're citing?
It was the same MGL that was on the table last week or 2 weeks ago when you took the vote.
But there's nothing
And
in
I'm at-
here that says people, okay. So
Hunting in Massachusetts is,
to be devil's
Angela, you
advocate,
changed-
to be devil's
Angela,
advocate, I mean,
would
James
you-
should probably
would you
abstain
just-
due to the Mullins rule, considering he wasn't part
Angela.
of the original conversation.
You changed it by a voice vote. You said that because of the Boy Scouts. And you know what? You don't have the authority to do that. I don't care whether you're a commissioner. I don't care if you're the president. You don't have it's the commission that makes the rules of this town.
I didn't
And
make
they're
the rules, James. I
You
don't know
changed
why
it,
you're-
Angela.
I did
You
not.
changed it. You changed it because the Boy Scouts said that it wouldn't be safe to make that a recreational area with hunting on the same land.
I'm
That's
sorry,
exactly
but
what you
that's
said.
very incorrect. We presented
then-
a proposal and a request from the Boy Scouts, and then the commission voted on it.
through the chair again. Through the chair, this is Mitch again. Angela, you are a director, conservation director, agent. You are not here to argue with the board, argue with how the board wants to rule. The ruling is by the board, by the commissioners. Let us do our job.
I'm sorry, this is Bill Borowski in the Board of Selectmen. I'd like to speak at some point, at your convenience, please.
Sure.
Thank you.
Bill Borowski, 69 Haggerty Road, not speaking on behalf of the Board of Selectmen, but rather as an individual member. I believe that the Conservation Commission and the commission alone has every right to control the usage of their conservation land. However, much like the Board of Selectmen have many rights and responsibilities, we choose at times to not act. What I would recommend, and this is after speaking to multiple people, is that, quite frankly, hunting has a long history in Charlton. And more every year, private property, inclusive of public property, is being taken off of the hunting rolls. Now, I hunt. I do it more recreationally. I do it not for sport. Anything I shoot, I eat. That being said, to take 40 acres away from hunters in a town that is known for hunting seems to be an unnecessary overreach. Do you have that authority? I may argue that you do, but the question is, should you? I don't see the benefit in negating hunters' rights for really 3 to 4 months per year in order to make this happen. The reality is that the Conservation Commission and the commission alone can make this vote. I would implore you to think about the town, whether it's majority, minority, etc., but to think about those hunters who look to this land to hunt for a few months out of the year for recreation and leave it alone. The simple reality is that the hunting seasons are actually a very small part of the year. To put this onerous burden upon hunters, I think is unnecessary. That being said, I commend Mr. Harris for the work that he has done on this. What he's doing is, and asking for, is 100% reasonable. We should be commending him for doing it. But as appointed and elected officials, we sometimes have to say no. This is one of those circumstances where I recommend the Conservation Commission, those appointed officials, simply say no, understand that it is a wonderful request and we appreciate all the work that is being done. But at the same time, we need to preserve this land for hunters, not just for this generation, but for future generations. And again, thank you for the time.
Thank you, Bill. You were spot on.
Thank you, and I'm calling, this is Jim Allen, and I'm calling for the vote.
So question.
Ed, as acting chair,
I heard your guys' piece, and I'm gonna say mine before I have the vote. What are we gonna do in a couple more weeks where a bunch of people show up saying how they want hunting? Are we gonna keep voting? Is that our game plan? I'm just trying to get it straight.
No, we're gonna vote tonight.
You didn't answer the question, sir.
we will probably keep voting against the hunting ban.
So we're gonna keep having votes. All right, fine. Go ahead. Make the motion, have the vote.
Motion's been made.
And the second's been made.
All right. Let's have the vote.
Okay, I agree,
Good.
Ron Royer.
I agree, Mitch Dunn.
James Allen?
I agree.
All right, I say nay. Can we move on now?
The motion passes, correct, Ed?
Yep.
Okay, what's next on the agenda here?
You're the chair.
Just, excuse me, but just for clarification, so the motion passes because of your, it passes to sustain or go back?
Correct, because we have a couple members who changed their mind and we're not happy with the last vote, so now we're flip-flopping.
I did
So-
not vote last time.
So I'm sorry, this is Bill
Jamal.
Borowski. Just to be officious, is the vote 3-1 to reinstate hunting for now?
Yes.
Thank you
All
very
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, Bill, thank you. That was my question as well. And then we can reevaluate what that is. We don't, if the land was purposely used for hiking and trailing, that's different, but we didn't hear that. All we heard was a hunting ban. Boom, one line item. Wasn't something anyone could even debate or talk about.
So,
was
It
probably
was talked about last, without due respect.
So Steve, that is what the Boy Scouts are trying to do. And the commission accepted this Eagle Scout project to develop that land specifically for passive recreation, such as walking, hiking, putting in benches, putting in viewing areas. So again, it's kind of,
Can we please move on? 'Cause it's almost 8 o'clock and we got stuff to do.
Yeah.
Let's go.
No, I'm fine.
Okay, approval minutes.
How about, Four Sturbridge Road?
Sorry, request for field change, whatever that means, for Sturbridge Road.
at the last meeting, he made a motion to request the property owner file an amendment to their order of conditions because they are changing their replication area. Rose could probably speak more to it, but they don't want to file amendment and they think the commission should just accept it as a field change.
Which means what in English?
That we should just let them change their replication area in the replication plan without an amendment to the order of conditions.
Okay, through the chair, Ed, this is Mitch again.
Yep.
Upon talking to Mr. Nichols and his engineer, they've assured me that the gentleman, Art Allen from Ecotech, the gentleman that the board uses to research items like this, and he did when Angela was out, and he suggested that a field change would be fine. That's why I would make a motion to go along with the field change.
Before we make the motion, Mitch, a question, do we have any email or letter or any documentation to that effect?
The plan is on file in conservation.
No, I mean from Art Allen about being on board.
There's a statement somewhere, it's been read.
Rose,
I believe.
Yeah, does anybody have? Yep, sorry, go ahead.
I did make a motion if there's no discussion.
Well, no, I'm doing discussion. I wanted to know if we have any documentation to that effect that Art Allen agreed with the change. That's what I'm asking.
The only,
This is Ralph again. Art Allen was stepping in for Angela when she was out on maternity leave. I did what Art Allen told me to do. So, I mean, we could make a motion to put a field change in place, and then we could call Art Allen tomorrow.
I understand that. I'm just saying it would be beneficial to have some sort of documentation that Art Allen's on board. That's what I'm getting at.
I agree 100%, and I would assume that it's there or Rose has it. I believe it was in Art Allen's notes to the commission or to Rose and Angela in a discussion prior to the last meeting. That's why I was shocked that I'd have to go to all the abutters and the newspaper and all that kind of stuff again, when it was Art Allen that said that replication area there has grown back. For you to go in there and re-replicate it, you're only going to do more damage. Why don't you put it where the other one is and just expand it? So you're getting the same square footage. It's just all in one area that has not been replicated yet. That's all it is. So I'm not gaining anything. It's just not to do more damage than good. And that's what Art Allen had suggested.
All right, I understand it. And Mitch, to your motion, I have no problem approving it if with the condition that we still get some sort of documentation from Art.
Yeah, I'm fine with that because Art Allen suggested it.
Okay, that's fine.
This is Ron Boyer. I was at that meeting and I heard all that from Art Allen that he approved. Well, he didn't approve it, but he agreed with it. So,
Which I don't know, disputing that.
Would
I'm
that be
saying
a note, would that be
we have
put on
some sort-
second note?
some sort of
No,
document.
I don't, okay, listen, I'll make the motion subject to, we'll make the motion and approve it tonight. And, Ralph will get us, Art Allen's statement, that's all.
That's fine. All
So
right.
is
I think we have it already.
Rose
Okay,
still
I'll
on
second
the
the
line?
motion.
Rose, are you still on the line? No.
What are you looking
All
for?
right, the motion,
Let's vote on the motion that will approve the change of field, and part of the condition will be, we'll get documentation from Art Allen.
Hold on. Before we do that and we accept it as a minor amendment, we need a.
it's not a minor amendment, it's a field change. We're accepting it as a field change.
Correct.
There's a motion made and a second.
Second, Ron Royer.
All those in favor?
Aye, Mitch Dunn.
Aye. James Allen,
Jim.
aye.
Okay,
Ron Royer,
aye.
aye.
okay, the ayes have it. Angela, you were gonna say?
Before. It can't just be a field change. It has to be a minor amendment that we accept, and we need a site plan showing the two replicate, where the new replication area is. Like we have done with every other minor amendment that has come before us.
Angela, they're not doing a minor amendment. Art Allen approved a field change. The plan is in the commission's office. Rose told me she had the plan already.
I've seen the plan. This is Ron Royer. It was there.
It's not a minor amendment. It's a field change. It's been voted on. Okay, he has a field change, period. Let's move on.
And why would we, I mean, Mr. Nichols
Yes, sir.
has grown a business in this town. He pays taxes in this town.
Please
And-
keep it relevant to conservation, please.
It is conservation that I'm talking about. Why would we want to drag him through, sending out notifications to all the butters when all we're doing is incorporating one field into the other? And there's no change to the plans.
So
Well, I
the
believe
change
there is
to
a
the
change.
plans is merging the replication areas. And I'm not opposed to it. And a minor amendment doesn't require a butter notification. Like we did with Camp Jocelyn when they moved the cabin. That was a minor amendment.
Angela,
Hang on.
Angela.
We just need to change the motion to a minor amendment and approve that.
no, it was a field change. It was a field change we approved.
I understand that, Mitch. My point is to move on. If we change the motion to a minor amendment and say yay, can we then close the hearing and move on? That's what I'm asking Angela.
Yes.
No,
because
I'm
then we
comfortable
have
with
a
the field
record.
change.
Then we have a record, and I sent him a letter saying the commission voted unanimously to accept the minor amendment, and you have to follow this site plan. And then I put the name of the site plan that's been submitted. So there's
And now we have new information, or I have new information that Art Allen suggested a field change would be fine. He wouldn't have to notify abutters. He wouldn't have to have a public hearing. With a field change, you don't need, all they needed was our blessing.
Mitch, I think you're,
So this is
the
Ralph. Can
minor
I just add
amendment is the
something?
same exact thing.
So Angela, everything I turned in, that plan from DC Engineering is fine with a minor amendment or with a field change. You'll accept it and we can just be done with it and you'll send me a letter and we'll be good to keep going. Did you hear me, Angela?
Yes, I heard you.
Okay.
through the chair, Angela, Rose told me last week, excuse me, Rose told me last week that a minor amendment, he would have to notify all his abutters and have a public hearing.
No, that's
A
not.
field change, he does not.
That is
Mitch,
incorrect.
no. Minor amendment, you don't need, Mitch. Just for full amendment. A minor amendment is fine. It's just a
Well,
matter
now you-
of a letter. Yeah,
We're-
it's just
all
a
right.
We're agreeing on the same thing, please.
Rose, that's not how you,
Mitch, a word for a word, as long as I'm good and and the commission agrees with it and Angela and Rose agree with it and everybody's happy, I'll be happy. I just want to keep moving on with the project and I appreciate everybody.
Well said.
Rose, you're more familiar with this since,
No, there's nothing to say. We have all the paperwork. We have all the revised plan. We have the wetland replication protocol redone by Ecotech. And last time, I think the commission voted for a full amendment. And then Mitch came over and and Nichols also said that he would be more comfortable with a field change or a minor amendment. And then I said, not a problem. The only thing is the only difference that I spoke with Mitch is that a full amendment would require him to advertise the plans again and notify the abutters. But the minor amendment, we'll just use a letter like we have done in the past. That's what we discussed. So we already have all the paperwork. There is no adding to it, and there is no need for public hearing or advertisement. We just issue a letter, so at least it's on his file, and the plan page and the proposal new location for the replication is there. It's just a matter for just paperwork, just a letter.
Okay, but, and you have everything. This is Ralph again.
Yeah.
You have
We
everything.
have
too,
everything.
so we're good.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't need
Perfect.
anything. It's just a field change. Usually it's more of, as I explained, I think I explained to Mitch, it's more of a building issue. Like if you had to do a change on your building and then at the end of the project, when you file for a certificate of compliance, you'll say, listen, I had this field change and that's the change. But when it comes to replication area, I think it's in your benefit just to have a letter saying that the commission approved a minor change. And that's all
Okay.
it is. Yeah.
I
All right,
appreciate that. I'm good
through
with
that-
that. If you have everything you need and I'm all set, I am more than grateful. Thank you.
That's all it is. That's the difference.
Go ahead, Mitch.
through the chair. Rose, last week, Ron and I sat in the conservation office with you and we discussed this.
Yeah.
And you clearly said a minor change. He would still have to notify his abutters.
No.
And I was
no,
worried about,
Oh,
you
no.
said a field, well, okay, I'm not gonna beat a dead horse here, whatever.
Yeah.
As long as we can get Mr. Nichols going here without,
Yeah.
he's up against the clock right now.
Only for a full amendment, you need to advertise the butters. A minor amendment, you don't need it. I even remember telling you that the commission actually never did that. We started adopting
Well,
that after Angela came along.
I remember you saying, and I'm sure Mr. Royer remembers you saying, a field change he didn't have to do. But let's approve that and call it a minor amendment, call it anything you want. But let's get Mr. Ralph going here. Mr. Nichols
Right.
going.
Yeah.
So we just have to change it to
Time
minor
would be
amendment.
further meeting.
All right, I make the motion for a minor amendment.
Right.
Second.
I think we just
Do I
got
hear-
caught up. on-
Second.
All in favor?
Aye, Mitch.
Jim,
Aye, Ed Novak. The ayes have it. Okay, can we now move to approval of minutes, please?
No minutes. You can move forward.
Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
There are no
Motion
minutes
approved.
to be approved. There are
There
no
are not?
minutes to be approved.
Okay, obviously we can't do some documents because we're not there. All right, public hearing, finally. Notice of intent, DEP number 128-1879 288 and 294 Sturbridge Road. The applicant has submitted a notice of intent for the construction of a battery engine storage system within 100 feet of the buffer zone. Where are we at with this?
The applicant has withdrawn their application.
Do we have to make any kind of vote on that or no? We're all done.
Ed, Chair, what is the DPW letter? Did we miss that?
No, it says there's a note here, they're withdrawing the application. So I am asking, do we need to make any kind of vote or is it done deal now? That's for
Okay,
Andrew.
why?
Are you talking about under the signing of documents?
Yes, I am.
No,
The
Okay, sorry.
DPW letter has to do with the Blood Road culvert that Tom is supposed to sign.
Okay, that's what we missed here.
Right, but we can't sign the documents because we're not there. That's why, I'm sorry, I went past that, but do we need to discuss what we're signing?
No, it was already voted. It just needs to be signed.
Okay,
I mean, unless
Oh.
we're gonna change our minds again and just let him leave the culvert as it is and not require DPW to re-engineer the culvert and all that stuff. So that's up to you.
Well, that's not fair to the homeowner that's being flooded over there.
okay, are we gonna, do I need to reopen that first meeting again?
No,
So
they
those who
withdrew
attend-
it. They withdrew the application.
So we don't have to vote. That's what I asked. We don't have to vote. They withdrew it. We're done. We can move on, correct?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay, notice of intent, DEP number 128-880 Griffin Road. The applicant has submitted a notice of intent for the construction of a battery energy storage system within 100 feet of the buffer zone. Where are we at with this one?
They requested a continuance till February 22nd.
Do I need a motion?
motion made.
Second,
Second,
all those in favor, is one at a time, please.
Hi, Mitch.
Hi, Ron.
aye, Jim.
Aye, Ed Novak, the ayes have it. Next notice of intent, DEP number 128, excuse me, -1889, 40 Sturbridge Road. The applicant has submitted a notice of intent for the road widening and realignment and associated extension of an existing culvert to make roadway improvements necessary to support vehicles entering and exiting the Amazon warehouse.
Yes, this is Paul Martin from BSC Group representing Blue Water. We had an initial presentation of the project at the last meeting where we showed you the plans for the road work both along Route 20, Sturbridge Road, as well as along Route 169, Southbridge Road. At that time, 2 hours before the hearing, we had finally gotten the letter from DEP with the file number and their comments. And then last Friday or Thursday, we submitted our response to comments that included revisions to the plans to show a couple of items that were missing, like the Route 169 plans did not show I think it was the BLSF and the riverfront lines. Those plans have been updated and revised to include that, and then the other answers are there for you guys to read.
Are you okay with this, Angela?
Yes.
You make do we make a motion to close the hearing then?
Yes.
Yeah, this is Mitch. Okay, first of all, Paul, I appreciate your patience. I'll make a motion to close the hearing.
Second, do I hear a second?
Second. Ron Royer.
Thank you. All in favor, one at a time.
Aye, Mitch.
Aye, Jim.
Aye. Okay. Aye, Ron Royer.
Aye, Ed Novak. The ayes have it. Thank you.
All right, thank you for your time tonight.
Be safe. All right. Notice of intent, DEP number 128-18, oh, yeah. Sorry, 1888 lot 122B Oxford Road. The applicant has submitted a notice of intent for the construction of a single-family home with well, septic, and driveway parking area. Where are we at with this one?
The applicant has requested it be continued to February 8th.
Motion to continue.
Thank you. Second?
Second, Jim.
Thank you. All in favor? One at a
Aye,
time.
Mitch.
Aye, Ron.
Aye, Jim.
Aye, Ed Novak. Continued. Okay. Notice of intent, I don't see a DEP number, Lot 3 Hill Road. The applicant has submitted a notice of intent for the construction of a duplex house with parking area, septic tank, and pump chamber, all with associated.
Motion to continue, no DEP number.
Yes, they've requested a continuance till February 8th.
Second,
State your name.
Ron Royer.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye, Mitch.
Aye, Ron.
Aye, Jim.
Aye, Ed Novak. The ayes have it, continued. Notice of intent, Lot 4B, Oxbow Road. The applicant has submitted a notice of intent for the construction of a single-family home with septic system and associated, excuse me, utilities. I see a note, they want to continue, Angela?
Yes.
We just did that.
No,
Not, different location.
one was
All right.
Oxford Road, this is Oxbow Road.
Do I have a motion to continue, please?
Motion
Motion to continue.
Second?
Second, Mitch.
Jim now.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye, Mitch.
Aye, Ron.
Aye, Jim.
Aye, Ed Novak. You approve the motion to continue. Request for determination of applicability 106 Glen Echo Shore Road. The applicant has filed an RDA for the installation of a shed within 100 feet of the buffer of a resource area. And I see a note here from, I'm assuming it's Angela, issue a negative determination with conditions. Is that correct?
Rose can speak on this one. She did the site inspection and worked with the applicant on this.
Can everyone hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a simple shed installation. The applicant had an issue with zoning, which she did appeal, and she was granted the space to put the shed. Is about 25 feet or so from Glen Echo Lake. No digging, not much, just pre-made, prefabricated. So I think the applicant's on the line. If she
Yes, I
has
am.
the question. Hi, Brenda, how are you?
Hi, Rose. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. If the commission has any questions, she'll be happy to answer it.
I'll entertain any
Through the-
questions from the board.
Yeah, through the chair, what are the conditions?
Rose, are you recommending any erosion control, or is it just gonna be a pre-made,
Okay,
shed block?
just basic conditions for installation. Yeah, just have some erosion control there and make sure no machinery gets closer to the shore or no disturbance of bank. Just general conditions that we usually show the request for determination.
Any other questions?
Nope. I'd like to make a motion to issue a negative determination.
Second,
I'll second that.
Okay.
What does a negative determination mean?
That means that they're approving you to go ahead and install the shed.
Oh, okay.
all in favor?
Aye, Mitch.
Aye, Ron Royer.
Hi, Jim Allen.
I had Novak, I have it. Negative determination with condition approved.
Thank you, Brenda.
Thank
I'll
you.
contact you tomorrow, and when I have the it signed, I will mail to you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Yes. Have a good night.
Yep.
You too. Good night.
Okay, request for determination of applicability 304 Southbridge Road. The applicant has filed an RDA for the dewatering of 1 million gallon holding tank into Katy Brook. This Rose or Angela?
This is me. LNG needs to, well, I'll let Bernard explain it.
Angela, I'll start. This is Jay Gamble. I'm representing Northeast Energy Center.
Okay.
We have representatives from ZAP Engineering Construction, who's our general contractor, so they can answer questions. And I'd ask you to give the commission an overview of the intent here.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Jay. My name is Ed Atkins. I'm with ZAP Engineering. We are the prime contractor building the facility for Northeast Energy Center on Southbridge Road. I think you guys have all seen the large tank there along the road. Part of the process is to hydro test that tank to make sure that it's built correctly and will hold pressure that we require. So to do that, we are planning on getting water from Southbridge Water to fill the tank, perform a hydrostatic test, which will test all the welds and everything that are on the inner tank wall. And part of that, we would like to discharge that same water from the tank once we're completed by sending that water with a 3-inch hose through the MassDOT culvert under the State Road 169 out to Katy Brook to the east.
Okay. Straightforward. How long are you gonna take to empty 1 million gallons out of curiosity?
We're estimating that it will take 6 days, assuming that we can flow 24 hours a day. We're proposing a flow rate of approximately 125 gallons a minute, which we've looked at the typical stormwater flow for Katy Brook, which is my notes here. Typically, it flows at 11 cubic feet per second. We would be adding an additional 0.28 cubic feet per second at that flow rate.
Okay. Any questions from the board?
Yeah, just a quick one through the chair. That water's clear water. It's not treated by any means, correct?
Yeah, it's clean potable water from the town of Southbridge. Before we discharge it to the creek, we will dechlorinate it, and we will be testing the chlorine levels. We also have the ability to test turbidity if we need to. So yeah, it's very clean water.
Okay.
The inner tank is made from stainless steel, so and before we go through the process, they'll end up, cleaning out the tank and making sure there's no debris in the tank that would get into the water. And then we also have a
Okay.
filter bag on the end.
of the hose to catch anything.
No, so with the filter bag, I don't know how you'd be able to do the filter bag if you're putting it directly into Katy Brook.
Okay. If you
Because
don't
the
need that,
the property owner, me and Bernard looked at it this morning, and where it was going originally wasn't Katy Brook, it was the whole wetland area. And that is on somebody's property who was not okay with the proposal, but I'm not sure if Tony's on the line or not. I did send him the agenda. So from the outlet, you would just run the hose straight 125 feet into Katy Brook.
okay. That's not a problem.
And those are all part of the condition, as well as if there's a rain or snow event, you're gonna have to stop all activities and remove the hose. That was one of DOT's conditions.
That's not a problem. Yeah, we have a valve on the end that we can shut it down or regulate the flow downward.
No, DOT wants it removed, so one of the conditions of the negative determination will be that if there's a rain or snow event during the dewatering, it all has to be removed.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
And then it will go in Katy Brook, not to exceed its 99% flow duration, which was, like you said, the 0.28 cubic feet per second rate.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any other comments? Do I hear a motion for negative determination with conditions, please?
I would make a motion to approve negative determination with the conditions Angela mentioned.
Second,
Second that motion.
thank
Ron
you.
Moyer.
All those in favor?
Aye, Mitch.
Aye, Ron.
Hi, Jim.
Aye, Ed Novak, the ayes have it. Okay.
you,
Request
everyone.
for certificate. Yep, you're welcome. Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Ed,
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
we have to go back to the signing of documents.
Oh,
For the order of conditions and the amended order. We have to make motions to issue those orders of conditions. Because all we did at the last hearing was close the public hearing.
Okay, so going back, order of conditions, DEP number 128-1885. Do you need a motion for approval of those conditions?
To issue the order.
Motion made.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye, Mitch.
Aye, Ron Royer.
Hi, Jim Allen.
Aye, Ed Novak. The ayes have it. Amendment of order of conditions, DEP number 128-1749. So before we vote, I just want to make sure, you just need our approval for the amendment?
Yeah,
Angela?
motion to issue the amended order of conditions.
Okay, do I have a motion?
You have it.
Is that Mitch?
Yes, Mitch.
Thank you. Second,
Second, Ron Royer.
thank you. All in favor?
Aye, Mitch.
Aye, Ron.
Hi, Jim.
Ed Novak, the ayes have it. Are we ready for the request for certificate of compliance?
Yes.
47 Bond Road, DEP number 128-1425. Where are we at with this?
Are they all set?
That's what I'm asking. Are they all set, Angela?
I guess I would make a motion. I would make a motion to approve their request.
Yeah, I have no problem with that. I didn't know if there's an issue. I haven't heard from, is Rose or Angela on board?
I think they've abandoned us.
No, I'm sorry. For some reason, I hit mute. I was
Where we at
talking.
with 40
I did a site
47?
visit yesterday.
Okay,
So I recommend issuing a complete certificate of compliance.
all right.
So made.
Okay, second.
Second, Ron Royer.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye, Mitch.
Aye, Ron
Aye,
Royer.
Jim.
Aye, Ed Novak. Approved. The ayes have it. 7 Sawmill Circle, DEP number 128-1225. Where are we at with this?
Again, hold on. I guess the realtor wants to speak, Cynthia. I mean, I did a site visit yesterday. I have no issues, so I would recommend a complete certificate of compliance.
I would make that motion.
Hang on 1 second. Does the realtor want to say something, or is she all set, or he?
Hi, this is Cindy Soa-Forget. I was just letting you know that I was here in case you had any questions on this particular request for 7 Sawmill Circle.
I think we're set, but thank you. All right.
Thank you.
Who made the motion?
I made the motion, Mitch.
Thank you. Second.
Second. All right.
All those in favor?
Aye, Mitch.
Aye, Ron.
Aye, Jim.
Aye, Ed Novak. The ayes have it. Thank you. All right. Project monitoring.
No real reports on that.
I have my Eagle project update.
Oh,
Is that under project? Or is that new old business?
new old business.
We'll get to you in a second. Thank you. Violations and enforcement.
No new violations as of our last meeting.
Okay.
We are still getting complaints about Sunset Drive. We just need to be able to connect with Jerry, which we've been having a hard time doing, to try to address.
Okay. New old business.
So Daniel, you're up.
All right, so my name's Daniel Harris. I'm with Troop 338, currently a Life Scout. I am performing my Eagle Scout service project on parcel 9-B-1 off of Stafford Street. Just the following is just a progress update as of the 17th of January when I wrote this. So the following has happened since the Town of Charlton Conservation Commission approved the project. On September 8th, the project was approved by the Troop 338 Adult Leadership. On the 5th of October, the project was approved by the Scout Council. On the 6th of October, the fundraising officially began, which I'm collecting bottles and cans for return at redemption centers. On the 10th, I emailed, I believe Mr. Curtis was his name, from the Town of Charlton, and the land was officially marked as 371 Stafford Street. The 21st of October, I spoke with Town Fair Tire, and they agreed to take in the tires that were dumped on land for free at no cost, as well as talking to Tractor Supply, and they donated a farm gate to place on property to limit vehicular access but allow emergency vehicles. Also on the 21st, talking to Mr. Brian Walcott, an adult leader in the troop, he agreed to construct birdhouse kits. The 5th of November was the first project workday. A total of 15 people, including myself, were on property performing cleanup. Much of the illegal dumping was cleaned up and properly disposed of, and volunteers contributed a variety of 3 to 4 hours of work each. The day after, on the 6th, was I worked on the property for a little bit by myself, cutting down some small trees that were in the way. On the 11th of January this year, the Conservation Commission votes on posting land no hunting. And on the 12th, the constructed birdhouse kits were received from Cub Scout Pack 165. Those are just 11 major updates. As of the 17th, a total of $382.50 has been raised in name of this project. As well as the 17th, a total of 33.25 hours of my time specifically have been spent on this project, and a total of 91.75 hours have been logged with everybody's contribution comprised. As of right now, project work has been temporarily paused while I focus on school midterms and other work. The work should resume in approximately 2 to 3 weeks, especially with the snow we just got. The ground is frozen and there's snow all over. There's 14 major items that I gathered that is left to be done. These are in no such order, they're just randomly put in. To install the gate at the front of the property, install a gate near the railroad tracks, to clear off the trail from felled trees, to remove the tires from the property, install the birdhouses, blaze new trails, mark new trails, create a sign to be placed near the road and install said sign, purchase the emergency locks that would allow fire department and emergency access with the gates, meet with a surveyor to get the official boundaries marked as well as trails marked officially, install a small map kiosk, just giving an overview of the land, construct and install picnic benches and train viewing benches, and then purchase and install fences for near the tracks. And if there's any questions, this document I'm reading off of was emailed to Mrs. Rose Conway, and I have my contact information at the bottom if you ever need to contact me with any questions.
Now, Daniel, are you paying?
Sorry?
Are you paying a surveyor, or is the surveyor donating time?
Surveyor will be donating time. He is a member with our troop.
Okay. I was just gonna say, Last Green Valley does offer trail mapping service where they would GPS it for free to their communities, but if you have a surveyor that's willing to do it, that's awesome.
Thank you very much.
Okay, any other questions?
Yeah.
All right.
If I can, Daniel, Steve Coronas, I'm the Charlton Board of Selectmen. Daniel, congratulations on your venture. Thank you for that. I think what you're doing is absolutely fantastic. I think the way it was laid out to the town, it's probably on our fault. Because in my entire life, Boy Scouts have always been geared to hunting and conservation and everything else. For some reason, it seemed like the town lost this in this whole conversation. But Daniel, thank you so much. If there's anything we can do for you, please reach out.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, no, thank you. And you keep doing your good work, young man. You go. I love it. I love every bit of it from what I hear. And I'm glad we finally got to hear from you speak. And it's enlightening. So thank you for that.
The one
Thank
thing
you.
I also would like to say, Daniel, once we get the kiosk up, it would probably be wise to post that hunting is allowed on this property, so people who are using it are aware. In other towns that I've worked in where hunting was permitted on conservation land, we would always post at the kiosk where people entered that this property is open to hunting. Please, wear safety vests. It could even go so far as, doing a bulk order of some really cheap red vests that could be put on coat hooks on the kiosks for people to use if they go there and aren't aware of that. So there are options to proceed to make it safe while still allowing the multiple uses of the land. And I'll be happy to work with you further on.
Yes.
I'll put that down. And also just to clear the air and just make sure there's nothing being misconstrued. The official Boy Scouts, which obviously I don't speak for, but I know that their policy is regarding, safe firearm usage. They promote hunting not for just sport, but for using the animal that you end up getting. The whole reasoning behind it has nothing to do from the Boy Scouts officially. It's just from my project, thinking of safety from my point of view, which I just wanted to clear the air on anything that might be misconstrued about what the proposal was made for.
Thank you, Danny.
Okay.
That's where I was coming from as well, was the safety issue.
All right, because it's getting late. Else, can we get to extensions? Any extensions?
Oh, wait, still new and old business.
Yeah.
Everyone received the email earlier today that Rose sent about the possible town meeting warrant article.
I did, yes.
I did.
Are people amenable to me submitting that to get the ball rolling?
It came late this afternoon, Angela. I haven't had a chance to read I skimmed over it, but I haven't had a chance to read the entire thing. You want to kind of bring us up to speed on the high points?
Yes, so it would be a warrant article to establish a conservation fund. We do not have a conservation fund in town. So again, under Mass General Law, the Conservation Commission enabling legislation 48C, it says a city or town may appropriate money to a conservation fund of which the treasurer shall be custodian. And it allows us to accept donations, gifts, and then we can expend it for conservation land purposes. And normally in other towns that I've worked at that have the conservation fund, you would also ask the Board of Selectmen every year to appropriate, like $500 or $1,000 to it, because it is a trust fund. So, and that way, if if we want to buy a piece of land, do we go for a grant? If we have this fund that people can donate into and that could get subsidized each year at town meeting with $500 or something, then we're able to have money to match on grant to buy land. Or if the Boy Scout kiosk goes up and someone breaks the glass and we need to replace the glass, we would have money in that fund, but we don't have that fund in town, so.
Any other questions? So do you need us to make a motion to approve to put that on town warrant, basically?
A motion to submit the town meeting warrant article to establish a conservation fund.
Through the chair, I was under the impression that we were going to vote on this on February 8th. Give us a chance to.
I was under that impression too. That's what it said. We would discuss
Yeah.
it at the February 8th meeting.
And that's what I'd like to do. It'll give us a little time to research it.
All right.
Is there anything
you okay
you
with
would like me to do prior to assist in your research?
What was that, Angela?
Is there anything you would like me to do prior to assist in your research?
No, I don't think so.
All
I
right,
can't speak for everybody, but
I haven't gotten that information
I mean,
yet.
are you on, Angela, this is Jim. Are you under a time frame for getting it on the warrant? Or
It
can we
needs to be-
wait?
We can wait till the 8th. It just needs to be submitted to the Board of Selectmen by the 27th of February.
Yeah, hi, this is Bill
All right.
Borowski. The earlier you get us anything, the better off we'll be, so we can have a discussion about it.
we should be able to vote on that bill on the 8th. I don't see a problem with it.
Yeah, and Steve Coronas from Board of Selectmen, the 27th is, today's the 25th.
No, it says
February.
February.
Oh, February.
Yeah.
Now we're cooking.
All right.
I mean,
then we can,
If you need, if you think it's better to get it to the selectmen, I mean, before, I mean, it sounds fair. It sounds reasonable. I mean, the faster we get it in, the faster it might get approved.
Okay, through the chair, this is Mitch again. Angela, who controls the funds? Who says how much is taken out? Who approves it?
The commission.
The commission. Okay.
yes, we just vote on where we're gonna spend the money.
Yeah, it's a trust fund. But
Okay.
like, look at this Eagle Scout project. Let's say a local property owner wants to donate money to put a gazebo there, but doesn't do it through the Boy Scouts, like in 2 years, like, well, I think a gazebo could go there. Then they would donate that money to us. It would go into this account and then we would buy a gazebo. I'm just using
I could
that
go
as-
along with that. As long as the commission has, if it's approved by vote of the commission, I have no problem with that.
This is Jim. I don't have any problem with that either. In fact, why don't we just make a motion to let Angela proceed with the paperwork? And
Hey, here's a question though for the board. I mean, if my tree stand gets damaged, Will that pay for it?
I don't know, we'd have to take a vote on that.
Well, I mean, we would have. to-
Okay, all right. I'd make a motion to go along with that. Make the commission responsible for,
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
aye, Mitch.
Hi, Jim.
Hi, Ron.
Aye, Ed Novak, the motion carries. Are we ready for extensions yet, or more new and old business?
No more new and old business, and there are no extensions.
Motion to adjourn.
Can we set the next meeting date at Wednesday, February 8th, and then adjourn?
Yes.
I make a motion, we set the next meeting date to February 8th and then adjourn. Do I have a motion?
You do have the motion.
Second,
All right, one second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. One last question.
Yeah,
When is the paperwork gonna be ready for signatures?
Is Rose still on? I think almost all,
Yes,
is all of it done? Did you do the COCs?
oh yes, everything is done. If you could stop by tomorrow, preferably after 10, so I have the time just to print the order conditions from the EDP website, Angela, because they had the draft watermark on them.
Yeah.
So if you could stop by after 10, I would have everything ready for you to sign.
Do we have to
Okay.
enter their names?
I'm sorry, what?
Do we have to enter their names? Did we?
Yes. Yes.
Name for what?
So EDP has watermarks now on the forms. So that's why I'm wondering if we have to enter their names on the signature page before we can actually print it without the draft mark.
Correct, and that's why I'm saying if they can stop after 10 o'clock, I'll have everything already print out their names on there, so the watermark will be gone.
So are all four of you able to stop by?
Rose, what time will you be there latest?
I'll leave at 2 p.m.
Okay,
You don't need
I'm
to, yeah,
I'm
but
here
they,
till 5.
yeah, Angela's until 5, so anytime from 10
Okay.
to 5.
yeah, I won't be able to come in until probably after afternoon time.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
all right, so we adjourned?
Sounds
Thank
good.
you. Have a
All right, good night.
good night.
Good night.
All right.